Aloha, and thank you for coming back for habit number 19 in our Project 28 or 28 book, where together we are living our best lives and we are promoting habits that help us to live our best lives. Again, thank you for joining me. Let's dig into habit number 19, which is choices you make today will determine your tomorrow. So it's just a reminder, right? Habit 19 is a reminder that you should tell yourself every single day, as much as you can, the choices that you make today will determine your tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to practice being mindful of the impact of our choices. Okay, so the first thing to do, right, is to read Choices Now, which is this Choices Now. Then you're going to fill in the missing impact with a possible outcome. The first one is done for you. Okay, so we're going to read Choices Now. We're going to fill in the impact. Okay, first one is done. Then we're going to finish this section below. Okay, this is the second section. All right, Choices Now. So if now I make a choice to eat foods that are high in fat, and I do that for many, many, many meals, the impact on that later will be that I could develop serious illness and I could be unable to walk, see, or play like others, right? Because if you eat foods high in fat, chances are you're eating foods high in sugar, and what that does, right? You develop diabetes, heart disease, and then slowly but surely you develop these ailments that perhaps take away your vision, take away your feet, right? I've had family who have passed away from diabetes and they've had to amputate. So what this is, not you got it, because it's all of us, right? We have to think as much as we can about the choices that we're making today. Okay, and then realize that that's going to determine our tomorrows. All right. Next section. If we lie, okay, if we spread fake news now, how does that impact us later? Okay, take a second. How does spreading fake news and lying today impact our tomorrows? Yep, you guessed it. People are not going to trust you. And if you do it enough, people will never trust you. And trust is the cornerstone of pretty much all relationships, or a big portion of all relationships. So we're just looking, okay, at how our choices today impact our tomorrows. Okay, if we say mean things to someone, or if you say, or I say some mean things to someone we love today, our impact is that we hurt them and they can never get over their hurt. So if we don't want to impact that way, right, our tomorrows, then if we know we don't want that, right, we don't want it, then we don't do this. So before we decide to do this, because we thought of the impact, we'll choose more often than not to do this. We won't say mean things to someone we love because we know the impact of the choices that we make today. We won't choose to lie and spread fake news because we know we don't want to be a person who is considered, untrustworthy. And we know that we cannot eat foods high in fat and high in sugar because we know that we do not want to develop serious illness. Okay? So the choices today, okay, will determine your tomorrow. So it's just something, 19 is just a habit that of remembering, okay, consequences of actions. All right, let's get down to our last section. Directions say to list 3 strategies you can use to help yourself make good choices today. Okay, so that you can have more better tomorrows. Okay, I'm going to write a big B for breathe. Okay, because I've actually been pretty good. Okay, I would say the last, not perfect, right? But pretty good over the last, I would like to say at least 6 months to a year, where I don't think that I've said anything like mean things. I've said blunt things, but I've very much minimized the mean things that I say to the people that I love, because I don't want to pay this price, or I don't want them to pay the price. I don't want to be the one hurting. And I've actually been, but like I said, I am blunt and I'm working on that. But I've actually been pretty good at that. I can be better, but I've been pretty good. Okay. And I don't like to lie and spread fake news, because I don't like when it's done to me, and I don't like people thinking I'm untrustworthy. Okay. So because I know I want to be good and I don't want to suffer these negative consequences here, I'm going to take deep breaths before I decide, or before, like when I'm choosing to do right or wrong. I'm going to take a deep breath, and then I'm going to envision the negative impact. I'm going to think about how it's going to affect me and or the person that I'm with. Okay? So breathe, envision, and think. Those are my 3 strategies that I'm going to use to help make my choices better today, so that I can have more better tomorrows. Okay? Now, please think deeply about this, because you deserve it, and so do the people that you love. Okay, spend time thinking about this, please, because a lot of problems that we have, just people in general, is that whole idea of controlling our impulses when we're frustrated and angry. Okay, so while it's, maybe choices of what you eat is not really about anger, right? It does impact the people you love, because if you choose to eat bad meals, right, and you develop serious illness that causes someone else to be burdened, right? I mean, you don't want that, right? Not that, the people, wouldn't take care of you, the people you love, but you wouldn't want to be a burden on anyone because you just consistently made bad choices, right? You don't want to have this negative impact. Okay. But sometimes we cannot control our impulses, and we're going to just reach for the Twix bar or, the fried chicken versus the healthy salad, right? Or we're going to spread the fake news and lie because we cannot control our impulses, right? Whatever your issue, your concern, your problem is, you really want to take a deep breath. You want to envision the consequences of a positive act, a negative act, and you just want to think deeply about how it impacts the people that you love. Okay? So, if you have a good strategy that you would like to bless all of us with, please put it in the description. I am really wanting to start a community here of people who are just trying to help each other. Now, people are busy too, so try and see if you can write, not novels if you can. I know it's hard because I do that too, but share, because I really want, besides selling workbooks, I really want this to be a place where you can feel good coming to. Okay. And then if you have any questions, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And thank you again for sticking with me. And if you're here and you've been here from, habits 1 through 19, I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. And you have a great, blessed day. Until next time, aloha.